Hello and welcome to the Power of Youth Plus. I'm your host Yang Xinmeng. Today we are once again at China University Petroleum, where graduation season is in full swing. Well, it's not only about caps and gowns, it's also about crossroads, looking back, looking ahead, and maybe looking far beyond borders. Well, today our guests flew in from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and for the past few days they've been getting their first real taste of life in China. Could this be more than a visit and even become the beginning of a future career or life path here? Let's find out. Now joining me now are three students from University of Tulsa here on their very first study tour in China. Hi guys.
Hi. Hello, 你好.
How's it going? Hi, so first of all, welcome to China.
Thank you.
I want to start simple. So what surprised you the most? The food, the pace of life, campus vibe, or something completely different?
Oh, for me, just the amount of massive buildings here. Everything here is so much bigger than the US, and you'll see buildings that literally scrape the sky. It's absurd.
Yeah. And the pace of life is crazy as well. I mean, I remember from late at night to early in the morning, there's people always going, but the busyness, I love it. It's great. It's great.
I was really surprised by the hospitality of the people here. Everyone was so welcoming and kind when we arrived and is always willing to help us out.
Can you introduce a little bit, where did you go in the past few days and what did you do here?
Over the past few days, we've been to Shanghai, right? We saw the, is it the Bunce waterfront?
Mm-hmm.
What else did we do?
We went to the Ming tombs. Today we went to the Temple of Heaven.
Mm-hmm. And earlier, or even later today, we had the opportunity to go to a primary school and meet some students learning English, and go to a hospital and learn about some traditional Chinese medical practices.
What did you try there?
Oh, we tried quite a bit. We did some acupuncture, I know, for just all over. Then we did face masks.
Yeah.
And we also smelled some incense and different aromatherapies.
I'm guessing there are some moments that you went, oh, this is not how we do it back home. Are there any?
In general, the restrooms are way different here than they are in America. On top of that, I feel like the teaching system is so much different here as well, right? You'll see students staying up late and studying in the activity buildings until 12 a.m. It is absurd.
Yeah. The bullet train as well was fascinating to me. We were on the bullet train, and that's something that you would never see in the US, but should be everywhere, really.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, the bullet train and the integration of technology into society, using mobile payment, and just everyone has technology and ways that it applies to everyday life to make it easier is just incredible and really exciting to see.
Adding to that, I mean, the convenience I noticed is incredible here. Everything it's as easy as it can be.
Can you share some examples? What kind of technologies, digital stuff you've seen here?
Absolutely, yeah. Like I mentioned, I use Alipay. Payment is so fast and easy here. I don't have to carry cash on me. I can just tap my phone and it's just done. It's so easy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I would say to and from the university, or in and out, I should say. Leaving in and out, you just scan your face or go in with a group and you leave that way. There's no check-ins or check-outs or that kind of thing.
Even checking into trains and train stations, it's so fast and so easy to use. You book your ticket online, you scan your face, you scan your bags, and you're just in there. It's absurd. Yeah.
And also beyond the cultural shocks, so did you notice something that's quite actually familiar?
For me, honestly, I'd say the cars and the transportation in general, outside of the bullet trains and everything else, it's very familiar. You see the same branding of cars. Driving here is just as hectic as in the US. It's just in general, I feel very at home when I'm in public transportation, such as cars and buses.
Visiting the universities is really exciting. Being able to see how the students there, very similar, they're in their exam season right now, and we just finished that, so I know how that is. The late night cramming and seeing them all work together and studying and public places or late night snacks. It's very familiar to what we come from, and it's really exciting to see here.
I would say the people. I mean, just the other night we were playing soccer at the university, and the games are the same. It's the same sport. People are just as friendly. I think people are people everywhere.
All right, and at the same time, I'm sure that not everything you imagine about China probably held true. So what's the biggest difference between expectation and reality?
Honestly, for me, it was like a lot of time, like on social media and stuff, you'll see it like people are worried about like Chinese people not being too welcoming to foreigners and everything. But every experience I've had here has been just so kind and really joyful. Everyone seems so excited, especially when they find out like I speak their language. They're so kind and just generous to me.
Or I know a lot about, Chinese architecture being massive and the cities are like some of the biggest in the world, but what I didn't expect was how unique like the structures in the buildings are and how involved like foliage and greenery is everywhere. You see like driving on the highways or on the roads, there's like different areas like flowers in the middle of the roads, there's like overgrown areas. It's just beautiful, and like to see that incorporated into like how everything is developed is really exciting to see.
Another big thing is just how massive China is. I mean, you can see it on a map and it's there on a map, but traveling from Shanghai to Beijing in 6 hours, but you go across the entire country almost, is incredible. So.
And you've spent a few days on campus now, walked the halls, met some students here. So how do you compare this with campus life in Tulsa?
I mean, for me, like I said earlier, it's absurd to see students studying so much later. Campus life seems much more rigorous here, right? Even in the elementary schools we were visiting, we saw tons of students just like they were so well behaved compared to America. In America, students like get up, walk around, they're on their phones constantly. Here, you don't see any of that. It's absurd. It was really nice.
Yeah, it's a very active campus, and as Ty mentioned, there's so much foliage and greenery, and that transfers to the campus. I mean, there's trees everywhere, grass all the time, and it's great to see.
Yeah, as I imagine the academic rigor of that campus is like, I imagine those students are studying nonstop, but it's really awesome to see areas for them to like take time to relax, like walking outside, an area to exercise and just interact with each other. There's lots of seating everywhere, there's lots of foliage, there's lots of like ways for them to de-stress and relax in between their busy schedules.
And was there anything about student culture that really surprised you, but besides, students staying up late?
There's so many extracurricular activities as well. Having like an on-campus like mall and shop you can buy from. Like we have smaller sets or like setups like that, but here it's massive and it's so easy to pay. Sometimes there's so many issues.
I noticed a lot of people, they don't go out as much in terms of like partying or like going to the bars and whatnot. I was asking about that, and it seems like everybody is more focused on academics or hobbies such as sports or fitness or what have you.
Needs to visit like the dining hall on campus, and it's incredible to see the food that is served there. Like compared to what we have back at home, it's just there's so many like different options, and the food is so fresh and prepared very nicely here. That was
delicious.
Yeah,
delicious food.
And what about like the academic environment, like classroom, teaching method, more educational stuff? Did you notice any similarities or differences?
It's really similar to that of campuses in America. Campuses are generally, they seem somewhat smaller in terms of like bigger campuses. They're like far smaller, and they seem like more education focused, right? There's like less decorations when compared to those in the United States. In general, it seems more academically focused and just somewhat smaller.
I teach at a local elementary, and I noticed that the students here are much more, I guess I should say there's much more respect for the teacher. And that was nice to see, and so that kind of culture in the classroom is very different.
As I'd mentioned, we had an opportunity to visit a primary school earlier today, and seeing their English class and seeing the way that like the teacher teaches, it's very hands-on and like involved. Everyone is like interacting with each other and practicing English. They're like learning about people in English, and then they're like describing them later on, or they're sharing that with each other or with us later on in the day. And seeing that like involved learning style is really exciting to see.
Yeah.
Which grade did you go to?
Fifth grade, yeah.
Around 11?
12, I think.
11,
Yeah.
How would you rate their English?
It was really good. It was crazy good.
Yeah, I mean, more than fluent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any interaction with the students? Did
Absolutely.
they come to you, ask you questions?
They asked us a ton of questions, like where we're from, what our majors are, and they even ended up giving us like a few gifts, right? They gave us, I believe, small fans that were like hand decorated by them. It's really cool.
It was adorable at the end too. They came up with their yearbooks, or I guess their notebooks, I should say. And they wanted us to sign them and ask for our WeChat, and it was crazy.
And they were always like looking to improve or asking. They asked how their English was, or like we wrote them that they were doing a great job and to keep learning. They're very dedicated to learning it.
Yeah.
Did they teach any Chinese to you?
I wish.
They did, I would. Very little, yeah.
They're just practicing their English.
Yeah.
So, do you all pick up some Chinese here while you're here?
Yeah, I came here with very little Chinese experience, and I learned some essentials, you know, like ni hao, wo xi mei guo ren, and I'm just being able to practice. Everyone's very kind and understanding as I struggle to pronounce these words, but even like the characters. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, even the characters, I noticed some that like I see all the time, and I ask my friends or ask people who know Chinese, and like I'm slowly picking up what the different characters mean, and like a lot faster than I would have thought.
Yeah. And just in conversation, I mean, if you just go up to people and talk to them, you'll pick up small phrases. I've been writing down pinyin on my hand and trying to learn. I have Yansu, Bao Yuan, Mei Shi, Zhao. Zhao is for like
your
morning.
Chinese notebook?
Yeah, I know.
I heard that you were studying Chinese on the bullet train.
Yes,
The teacher.
yes. I met a wonderful man, a wonderful gentleman, Mr. Yu. Hi, Mr. Yu, if you're out there. But for almost 6 hours, we just talked, learned Chinese, and he told me about, he's from Beijing, he's an engineer, and I told him about America, and it was just a great conversation, great experience.
So after this study tour, after this experience, would you picture yourself coming back to China for, I don't know, maybe grad school or other study events?
Absolutely. I already have plans to come here and like study abroad for 1 semester at least. And I'm talking to like individuals about like potentially even studying for a year if I can. But everything is just so interesting. I feel like I learned a ton of Chinese laws here.
What do you want to study here?
Here, definitely just mainly Chinese. If they have services for like speech language pathology, I would love to study that. A huge focus on like language disorders and seeing how different technologies here work to help and assist people with language disorders.
I was invited to come back and play ping pong at the University of Sport in Shanghai. So I'm very excited to come back in 2026 and learn more about China, play ping pong, and meet more people. So yeah, I would love to come back. I would love to come back.
When is that?
2026.
2020, so next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm studying computer science and applications of artificial intelligence, and China's technology and the technological advancements in AI and other fields are like so incredible to see. I would love to have an opportunity to come here and learn more to contribute to that.
What kind of artificial intelligence you have ever used?
Yeah, I know personally I've used DeepSeek quite a bit before, and it just blows me away. I'm not gonna lie, it's really an incredible like model and amazing advancement. And they have so many different like applications and uses of it, and being able to apply it to my own research and ways to help the world in different areas is just amazing.
Can you maybe share a little bit more examples of how you found DeepSeek is helping you?
Yeah, sure. So I know personally I'm doing research related to speech pathology as well, where I'm working to accurately transcribe somebody who has like vocal irregularities, so they have a hard time communicating. So I've been training an AI to understand their voice a lot better, and being able to use DeepSeek and large models like that to help like give me references or teach me how to like contribute to that and write that code or train those models has been invaluable.
And also, as we know, it's graduation season here, so there's a lot of pressure, a lot of excitement, and also a lot of what now. So you've just been through something that a lot of people, they never get to do, a deep inside-out encounter with another culture. So how do you think this experience will change the way if you think about your future?
Yeah, absolutely. I, for one, have been heavily impacted. Already, like this is my first time leaving the country, the United States, ever. So already my culture, my horizons are already broadened so much. It's incredible being able to interact with such like a diverse and different culture from that of the United States. In general, it's just opened my mind a ton. Like seeing the different apps you guys use for payments and the different traditions and customs you guys have compared to the US, it's amazing.
I was just learning that in China, you can conversate with anybody, and just to keep that openness wherever you go, wherever I go. I recommend that, and I'm gonna use that and apply that for sure.
Yeah. Having an opportunity to visit another country like China has really opened my eyes to both lots of cultural differences, but also like universal needs of all people. And being able to see that has really inspired me to be able to like focus more on helping to contribute to society and the world as a whole, and like really open my perspective to other people and their needs as well.
You are in freshman year, sophomore year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so after you graduate, would you consider maybe working in China or being part of something global? Like,
Absolutely. I would be so absolutely. I'd be so down to go to China to work here, or even like as an externship. Immersing myself in the culture already it could benefit my Chinese so much. And on top of that, if they have services for speech language pathology, I'll be able to understand different cultures when it comes to like language disorders and different like types of aphasias.
I'm political science, and which is pre-law, and so I'd love to do law school here, or even, practice law eventually, if that's in the works.
Yeah, I would love to contribute to like advancing research in AI or applications of it to benefit everybody, and China is such a great place for that, and the technology is constantly improving. That would be incredible.
and maybe next question would be more personal. Do you think this experience is changing who you're becoming?
I would definitely say so. I mean, already I've interacted with so many different people. My eyes have just tripped and opened so much. It's incredible to interact with so many like different individuals, right? I feel like already I've just become more sociable. My Chinese has gotten way better, so already I feel like I'm becoming more educated, and I just understand the culture far more now.
Yeah, this trip has really opened my eyes and like broadened my perspective to different walks of life and ways that people live their lives, and like totally like different ways and yet all similar. Like I said, the same needs, but contributing in unique ways, and being able to see that and understand that firsthand really like impacts me and helps me to like be able to focus on the bigger picture.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the best thing you can do is travel, and the best thing you can do is meet people. And the more you do that, the less you'll be in your own box, the less you'll be shut inside yourself. And personally, I've grown out of that box just being here. So trying new things, meeting new people, definitely.
All right, and now let's zoom out a little bit for a second. What do you think you and your Chinese peers that you meet here have most in common?
In general, I mean, there's tons of different things. Obviously, we see like a lot of people here are big fans of ping pong, ping pong and 足球 as well, like soccer. In general, we have a lot of very common extracurriculars that we share, as well as like just general hobbies, right? A lot of people here love playing video games, they love studying and reading, and just in general experiencing other cultures. I feel like that's a very, very commonly shared interest.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, likewise with the hobbies, people are equally competitive as they are in the US, whether that be ping pong or soccer or any kind of game. I think people love to have fun, love friendly competition.
Yeah, last night I was walking around campus and I was watching people study, but also like taking breaks, and I saw people doing yoga and like dancing or playing games with each other, and just seeing that is like, it's so familiar, and very relatable experiences.
Still a drive for success, like the same drive for success I see in China, I see in the US. Maybe even more so here actually, but that kind of, like the competitive nature, but it applies to business as well, it applies to academics. People want to do well everywhere.
Because whether it's Tulsa or Beijing, the world is becoming more connected than ever, but at the same time, it's also somehow more divided, I would say. So do you still think that young generation, young people at your age can be the bridge between both countries? And would you want to be that bridge?
I mean, absolutely. I think the younger generation is the key to connecting different cultures together because they're more open-minded and they're always focused on like interacting with other people. So I think if we were like to focus on connection as a whole, the younger generation would absolutely play like a forefront. They would play a major part in that role.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the only key is that people have to take that step. They have to be social. They have to meet new people, whether that be through travel or what have you. But if that happens, then definitely.
Meeting new people here has been really fun. Everyone is so excited to like meet us, and we swap WeChats and other like socials, and that like the desire to build that connection and interact with people from different cultures and backgrounds is like, it's really powerful. And I think us as the younger generation have a responsibility to do that and to build those connections to like improve the world.
So if you were designing the next exchange program, what would you want to include? Are there events, are there elements that, or like something you want to try more?
For me, I would definitely want to focus a lot on the Chinese cuisine. I really adore so many of the cuisines, like Sichuan huoguo, mapo tofu. Right? I love so many of the cuisines. I feel like experiencing those cuisines is really going to enable them to open their eyes to Chinese culture.
I mean, personally, I would love more time to just explore on your own individually, or whether that be through shops or in malls, or even just walking around and seeing sights. That one-on-one or that one individual time, I think, is great to allow people to grow. So I would incorporate more of that.
We've had some great opportunities to see some like ancient buildings and significant architecture here, and some newer technology as well. And I would love for a future trip to have even more emphasis on those developments. I know we're going to be visiting like Baidu and Xiaomi and places like that, and I'd love to see even more of that technology in ways that this country is advancing.
Thank you. We know that every journey starts with curiosity, but it only becomes meaningful when you allow yourself to be changed. So today I hear not only stories about cultural difference, but also about cultural discovery. And not only those stories that surprise our guests, but also what lasted, what stayed in their heart. So thank you so much for sharing your story and letting us to see how cross-cultural youth dialogue can look like. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for watching. This is Power of Youth Plus. I'm Yang Xinmeng. See you next time.